Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We are back in the Major's house. So now that we have gathered all the ingredients for the stew that Rianga requested, let's see what else we have to do.
Could I impose upon you for another favor while I am seeing to the cooking?
I am going to get started on dinner, but I wonder if I could impose upon you for another favor while I am seeing to the cooking. My father's bedroom is on the second floor, but in his condition there is no way he can manage stairs. Will you disassemble his bed and reassemble it in his library downstairs? He will complain, I am sure, but I can tell by the bedroll that he has already been spending nights down here, thankfully. Sure, I mean, who are we to deny our help? Especially when we're talking about an elder in need, so of course. It's gonna take a while, of course. Dismantling a bed is no small feat. After some time and effort, the bed has been dismantled. Maybe a small feat in comparison to fighting orcs and the like, but it still takes a while. It still takes time to dismantle a bed. And to reassemble it as well. But there we go. It takes some time, but the bed is reassembled. Let me take a look at this book. Huh, don't know what that is.
Thank you so much.
I know he has a hard time admitting when he needs help, but I think that in the end, he will be grateful.
While you were taking apart the bed, Father had a guest arrive.
As I'm sure you noticed, that is Osian Bedau, and I am certain that he is the reason Father was down at Tharabat snooping around. I suspect he is also the reason Father got injured years ago. Osian has always wanted to be a major, and though he whispers honeyed words into Father's ears, his actions have led me to believe he is more of a wasp than a bee. Well, I have some work yet to do on this too. Will you bring the wine to the table? Oh, and perhaps you could speak with them? I want to know what is going on, but Osian and I are not on speaking terms, and Father clamps his mouth shut as soon as I enter the room. Ah, okay, yeah, there he is. Yeah, I hadn't seen this guy in here, but let's see what we can learn.
I have no problem with Rianga, and I wish she would warm up to me.
I have made sure to care for her dear father in her absence, but Cadwallon missed her a great deal. It has been so difficult for him since the accident. Well, his troubles go back decades before that, to when his wife ran off. Oh, I should not speak of it. Osian sniffs and looked you up and down dismissively.
Why are you still here? Huh. Well, the wine is welcome, even if you are not.
No offense meant, but my daughter does not need someone like you around giving her crazed ideas. She already ran off to the big city and abandoned her duties on me. She is back, but for how long? Her mother was the same way, never content to settle down, always running off to look at crumbled fortresses and searching for elves and the little folk down south in Swampfleet. The Major narrows his eyes at you, but accepts the wine.
Well, what did they say?
Oh, Osian cared for my father in my absence, did he? I did not realize my father needed tending until now. No, he is a grown man and was capable when I left. I will not let that guilt creep in and take away the joy I had in traveling and studying in Bree. But what my father said is intriguing. Mother was going to look at ruins. His words are stirring a memory within me. Beriathan, would you do me a favor and look for my mother's journal? Should be on the shelf in my father's library. Okay, this one. The journal is old and well read, but we cannot read it, of course.
What memories this brings back.
After Mother disappeared, I would pore over her written words for hours, searching for some clue as to where she went. I never believed she left us on purpose, as my father insists. No, I think she met some darker fate. The stew needs to cook over a low fire for many hours, and I also wish to check on the townsfolk and see how they are faring. Will you meet me at the Crossway House? Many people are still holed up in the inn, taking comfort from one another. Riangar's eyes glitter with tears as she gently takes the journal. Alright, so now we also need to light the braziers for the epic. All the people that is holding up in the town, in the tavern, sorry. Yeah, I think we can take a moment to advance the epic then. Okay, so talk to Meneldir. Oh my god, there's a lot of people. Oh, there we have Wena. Oh, jeez.
My baby, my child is missing. Please, you must help me.
Seems this is a different Wena than the one from Swampfleet. Everything was fine last night. I put Kai down to sleep at the usual time, but when I woke this morning he was gone. I have been trying to work up the courage to leave the inn to search for him, but the riders... What if the riders took him? Oh please, will you ask if any of my neighbors have seen him? Perhaps he went to one of their houses? Ah, Ocean is here as well. Okay.
See, child. Of course I've not seen them.
She should go look for the brat herself and stop putting her problems on the shoulders of others. We already have enough going on. I have the feeling all this was supposed to take place after the epic, but we'll see.
I did see Kai. I did.
He was sleepwalking, I think. His face looked all dreamy and he was kind of mumbling. He was reaching out for the glow ball. We are not supposed to follow the glow balls. The waiting lady will get you. Ask father. I told him all about what I saw. Oh, there's another quest in here. Oh my god, there's so many things in here.
Dangerous times these are.
Greetings, I am Tangwen, healer of Herne. Dangerous times these are. Wicked figures draped in shadow prowl through our village, goblins to the north, orcs to the south, wolves that pour through the streets, ravenous and driven mad by some fell rage. With all of this chaos, folk are anxious and barely sleeping through the nights. Hawkwort is a herb which can be made into a tea to help with these troubles. Please keep a lookout for a white flower that blooms around Herne to the west. Bring me the heads of the flowers and gather some lavender from my garden as well. Together we will make a tea for the townsfolk of Herne. Tea, alright. Sure. I guess people needed tea, but... Huh?
Small did tell me that she saw Kai wandering after glowing lights.
Honestly, Mole is a bit of a dreamer herself. I would not lend too much weight to what she said. If you ask me though, there is someone who might know something. You should talk to that Dunlending. Their kind steal children all the time. I would ask him myself, but he looks rather dangerous. But it would not be a problem for you, would it? He's upstairs in his room, but don't tell him I sent you. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not worth it getting you into trouble.
Thank you for meeting me here.
The town is still reeling from the passage of those black riders. I want to help wherever I can. If you have time, perhaps you too could lend some aid.
What is this world coming to?
My father was the main reason I returned, but he is correct in that I would have come back on my own now as well. I have been doing research into an ancient ruler of this land, Luilath. Long ago, she served as Princess Regent when her son was too young to take the throne. Loiloth was beloved by her people, and under her rule the land prospered. Cardolan was once a great and powerful place with princes and princesses, knights and guildmasters. Now it is ruined, spirits and dangerous creatures. The wild has taken back the rolling hills, the once great walls of fortresses are overgrown and being reclaimed by the old forest. Will you listen to my tale of Loiloth?
Loiloth was known for her bravery and for the kindness and wisdom with which she ruled.
Loiloth was Princess Regent of Cardolan thousands of years ago. She was known for her bravery and for the kindness and wisdom with which she ruled while acting as regent until her son came of age. Not much of her story remains, however, but my mother told me tales of her when I was young. You see, my mother had traveled up to Dol Ernill before I was born. There, she read an inscription on the base of an ancient statue that said that Loiloth banished a scourge of wraiths that plagued the land. Father has shooed me away, and it turns out there is not much I can do here at the moment. I cannot safely travel within Dol Ernill, but I must know what is on the base of the statue. Perhaps it can help us understand what is happening now in Cardolan. Please, let us go to Dol Ernill. I shall have to wait by the road where it's safer, but you could easily search for the statue. Alrighty, so before we talk to Meneldir, let's meet our Dúnedain friend in here.
A missing child, you say? No, I have not seen them. But tell me everything you know.
Perhaps I can help.
Some fell wind has swept across Swanfleet and Cardolan.
Your words are troubling. Leader Talfrin sent me here to look into rumors of dark tidings that were reaching us in Langaran. Some fell wind has swept across Swanfleet and Cardolan. The dead stare in the barrows, and orcs are crawling over the ruined fortresses and forts. You say the young girl mentioned glowing bolts of light? With the unrest around the barrows, the Dúnedain have also risen. I have seen their flickering lights at dusk near Calarfell. Perhaps you will find some answers there. I will show you where I saw them, but I dare not go close myself. North of Herne is a small pond around which the Dúnedain have been gathering in numbers. Meet me there. Okay. We have a lead, but first, what we came here to do.
The braziers are refilled, and Madog's pantry has been newly filled. Good.
As for whether the townsfolk will shelter within Crossway House tonight, let us hope more of them do than do not. It is for their own good, though they may not all believe it. Let me know when you are ready, Beriathan, and we will wait for night to fall.
I hope we have done enough, my friend. This night may be a hard one.
We'll brave it all together.
We have prevailed upon the innkeeper to allow the residents of Herne to shelter within Crossway House for the night. For I fear that whatever evil came to this town will be back.
It is a relief to me that so many of Herne's folk listen to us, Beriathan. I hope the walls of Crossway House prove strong enough to keep them safe, or that the evil has moved on and this plan is made unnecessary, but I cannot risk that. These first hours have not been difficult for the people of Herne, for Madog made the wise decision to let his ale flow freely and to set plenty of food upon his tables. The real test will come in the hours ahead. Will you speak with some of the folk here in Crossway House and determine their mood? A grim mood indeed. Averthal, how are you faring? I will tell you the honest truth, Beriathan, for you and your companions have my respect, and I cannot keep secrets from you. I wish I had not come here tonight. Madog has been free with his spiced beer, and I appreciate it, but that changes nothing. I can see in the eye of my mind the crawling shape I encountered that night in town, and I know that if I look over my shoulder I will see its companions sitting astride as still black as night. They are waiting just outside the walls of the inn, waiting for me to emerge. I am sorry. It's just such a strong feeling. I was an adventurer, and now I am undone by the faintest whisper of memory. I am ashamed. There are so many folk here, and some of them heroes. Boromir of Gondor, Egfrith of Rohan, and I do not exclude you from that list, Beriathan. Forgive me, I will find my courage. There is safety among so many good folk after all. Those shadows will not dare to trouble us here. I have not seen Crossway House this busy for many months. Would that it could be in better circumstance. Some of my neighbors believe this is some scheme of mine, cooked up to increase my custom. If only I could claim to have thought of it. Alas, I am not that smart. It does seem as if nothing will come to Herne this night. Still, you and your companions have my thanks. It is better to be safe than it is to be sorry, yes? Yeah, that's what I saved too. There's Pledry. There's nothing out there, at least nothing I can see. I have given myself a couple of frights already tonight when the wind kicks up and throws back the shutters on the inn. But that is all. For now, anyway. I am glad to be in here with my neighbors and not out there in the dark. It is comforting to be inside on a night such as this, even if whatever came here before does not return. Sometimes the conversation ebbs and I think I can hear wailing outside the walls of the inn, but that's just my imagination, or perhaps it is the wind. We are safe in Crossway House, I hope. Your companions have their weapons and so do you. You will keep us safe if anything happens, won't you? Yeah, I'll do my best, but if our suspicions turn out to be true...
Pull up a seat.
Like, this one you mean?
We should rest while we can. Perhaps nothing will happen, but...
I cannot remain idle, friend Meneldir, while danger approaches. My station shall be at a window, keeping watch.
It will be some hours until dawn, Boromir.
It is of no use, Ranger. I have heard this of the men of Gondor. They lower their guard only when slain.
You have heard it from them alone, I imagine.
Aye, and loudly. Still, it is a trait the Rohirrim might have used, and spared some sorrow. The land of my people is not what it was. A kingdom draws strength from its king.
Boromir spoke to us of Theoden's ailment. It prevented his audience. When we reach the Dúnedain, they will surely know some remedy you can bring back to Rohan.
Yes.
Saruman the Wizard is a friend of Rohan. His knowledge of remedies and curatives might have proved some help to your king. What is it, Egfrith? You have gone quite pale.
I did not want to say anything, but... I fear the wizard might no longer be a friend to Rohan. If Theoden King is to be cured, I would rather he recover on his own, without the aid of Saruman.
Aye, that seems the wisest course.
Perhaps you should see if Boromir has seen anything outside.
Talk to Boromir at the windows. Are you seeing anything? There's nothing out there, Beriathan. Just wind and darkness.
If something is going to happen, then let it happen.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Women of Gondor are used to certain things to happen a certain way, you could say.
Curse this endless waiting. Will the sun never rise and put an end to it?
By tomorrow, these dull hours will seem only a passing dream, Boromir.
Nay, it could be like another dream I've had. One that never releases its grip.
We have all had dreams like that. Every day for the last half year, I have hoped I would wake from my own dream. I would rub the sleep from my eyes and see that Rohan is strong again.
Would that it could be so for Gondor as well. But I speak of another dream. Have any of you ever experienced dreams with the feel of prophecy?
Yes and no. You will remember if you do the intro on Archet, you get a dream with Galadriel. So this is still before that moment of the story, so Beriathan has not experienced those prophetic dreams just yet, but he might still. I I told you of the assault upon Osgiliath in the days of June, did I not? And of the strange omens surrounding the battle? One of these was a dream with the feel of prophecy. This I withheld from you, for I did not know what to think. In Gondor we rely upon the bright sword and the sturdy shield, and we are right to do so. A dream is a fleeting thing, and what man would put his trust in something that lives only in darkness and vanishes with the sunrise? Boromir stroked his beard, thoughtfully. I say dreams are fleeting, but this one was peculiar. It came to my brother Faramir on the eve of the attack upon Osgiliath, and then many nights afterward, always the same. It came once to me, and although my brother told me of the dreams, it was with mine own eyes that I beheld its details. They seemed so real to me. In the dream, I saw the eastern sky grow dark, and there was a rumbling as of thunder, but a light lingered in the western sky, and a clear voice called to me. Seek for the sword that was broken, it said. In Imladris it dwells. There shall be counsels taken stronger than Morgul spells. That is of great interest to any son of Gondor, Beriathan. Any means of countering the evils that pour from the Morgul Vale are welcome in Minas Tirith. But the voice did not stop there. Speaking of Imladris, it continued. There shall be shown a token that doom is near at hand, for Isildur's Bane shall waken, and the Halfling Forth shall stand. Boromir stares at you solemnly. For my brother to dream of this doom, the doom of Minas Tirith, on so many nights, and then for the same dream to come to me. I fear that we are running out of time. Gondor needs the wisdom that lies hidden in Imladris, but now we waste the hours hiding in this inn when we should be moving ever onward.
This is why you seek Imladris? You did not tell Saruman the purpose of your journey.
Perhaps I was being foolish. Perhaps it is only a dream. But if it is not, if the sword that was broken might save Minas Tirith.
You would do anything to save your home.
Aye, Egfrith. That I would.
Me too, for the record.
What was that?
You see.
I feel cold.
Something outside.
Okay, before we go outside, okay, we are feeling the dread, but I also wanna take the moment to talk a little bit about Boromir's dream. I don't think Beriathan would know about Boromir's dream. I don't think that was common knowledge in Gondor, the reason why Boromir left. The people knew he was leaving on an important errand, but not a lot of details were shared. So learning, of course, that the sword that was broken has something to do with all this might be intriguing. Beriathan, of course, should know what happened to Elendil and Isildur. Does he know what Isildur's Bane is? Maybe not, Boromir didn't. But at least the sword that was broken is a lead. But of course, he wouldn't know that we are in the same search in a way, because we're looking for Strider. But now we gotta take care of defending the tavern, defending the people of Herne before things get out of hand. The feeling of dread grows stronger. Prepare yourselves. Something approaches.
The dead! The dead have risen! Fell sorcery sends them against us!
Let them come. I'm not afraid. Maybe a little bit, but...
Fight on, my friends! Fight on!
Is there no end to this horror?
They keep coming and coming.
I think that is all of them.
Thank God.
It is almost dawn.
It is over, Beriathan. We are alive. Thank God.
It is as I feared.
The creatures that passed through Herne 4 nights ago were the wights once called Nazgûl, and they left something behind to draw the dead hither. But why have these creatures of legend returned to life, and where did they go? And most importantly, and of the greatest concern to me, for what purpose have they come so far north?
We should examine the northern approach to the town.
We should examine the northern approach to the town, since that's the direction from which the dead came. Let us clean up whatever detritus fell from the wights so as not to spark alarm in the townsfolk, though it may seem too late for that. Yeah, a little bit late. No wonder all the people in Herne are so wary if they have been attacked by the dead. So we're gonna check that in just a moment, of course, but well, we got a new virtue rank at long last. Wit is level 3, Valor is level 4. Should I get another virtue? Maybe I should. Let's try and go with confidence for the time being. We got these really cool leggings. What else? It seems that that'll be all for the moment. So first chance we get, I think, of checking out Herne at sunlight, under the sunlight. So here we can make use of that. And let's... Oh, what do we have here? Rusted blade? We have left a lot of things behind them. There's a helmet in here. The fallen arm of a wight forgotten during the battle crawls to attack. The crawling arm makes an angry fist and expires. Let's bring the news to Meneldir then.
Even in the light of day, I find it hard to believe such things are possible.
This equipment is very old, Beriathan. Even in the light of day, I find it hard to believe such things are possible. Ancient terrors stalk the land once again, and the dead walk. While you were gone, I found a skull-shaped token buried in the dirt. A shallow grave of sorts, just beneath the topsoil. I think it was left here on purpose to draw those creatures hither.
I share Meneldir's amazement, but I do not like it.
Let the dead sleep and trouble not the living. I am filled with disgust that such things may be. But where has Egfrith gone? I thought she went with you, but she has not returned. Do you think she ran afoul of some among the wights we might have missed?
Boromir is right. I have not seen Egfrith since we came outside.
I thought she went with you to collect the fallen items of the wights, but you say you have not seen her? Perhaps she went back inside the inn? Let's see. Egfrith does not appear to be inside Crossway House. So we gotta talk to the people of Herne to see what happened to Egfrith. Who can we talk to? Geez, stop running so much. I wanna take a look. Anyway. The people of Herne. So we're gonna go inside Aberthal's house. He seems to be upstairs. There he is.
I hope I have not done wrong.
She told me not to give you the letter for a day or two, but if you already know to expect it, I suppose there is no harm in you having it early. I did not read it. She told me not to do so, and her expression was so grim I took her at her word. I hope I have not done wrong, Beriathan. Averthel motions to a sheet of parchment lying face down on his table. Egfrith's handwriting covers the front of the parchment.
My friends, no, I cannot address you so, for our friendship was based upon a deception. I am sorry.
It causes me great pain to write this, but I am left no other choice. I could not forgive myself if I abandoned you without explanation, but leave you I must, for the ink here is smudged. Beriathan, Meneldir of the North, and Boromir of Gondor. My errand to these lands is not as I told you. It is true that I was born in Faldam of the Norcrofts and I hold the good of Rohan above all else, but my mission was not to seek the Dúnedain. Theoden King is ill, that much is true, but there is no cure to be found for his ailment, neither in the Riddermark nor in the Dúnedain's wilderness. He has grown weak and has himself become a grave threat to the survival of Rohan. His people need a strong king, but he languishes in his sickbed. He has forgotten the strength he once possessed, and can no longer lead the people who cried out to him. In days past, perhaps he would have ridden out in glory to die in battle and stir the hearts of the Rohirrim, but no longer. It was with the wizard Saruman that I consulted on this, for he has long been a friend to Rohan, and he confirmed that which I feared. It is a weakness of the blood that troubles Theoden, and it must run too in the blood of Theodred, his heir. The wizard has much wisdom, for he has lived to see many lifetimes, and he can see that which the rest of us fail to recognize. Rohan itself suffers from an illness. He will treat this illness with a difficult remedy. He has found numerous orcs, likely from their mountain strongholds, and prepares to send them against the kingdom. Through the crucible of this testing, the mighty men of Rohan will prove who among them is strong enough to lead. I say men, but perhaps it will be a queen who proves able to save Rohan from this peril. The old lineages are not enough. Even with all his wisdom, Saruman cannot see all. When Boromir of Gondor rode near to Isengard, the wizard sought to learn what caused the son of Denethor to depart his own land. Was Saruman's plan to save Rohan in jeopardy? He charged me to follow the son of Gondor north and to learn the purpose behind his quest. I kept a day's journey behind him, out of sight in the empty lands, but always near enough to find his course, until the crossing of the Great Flood at Tharbad. That is where I encountered you, Meneldir, and Beriathan. It was an act of desperation to join your band, but I feared Boromir would escape my reach, and I would fail my own quest. And yet, I did fail, for in the brief time we journeyed together, I came to understand what drove Boromir to his land, so far from his home. He traveled these many leagues at a dream's behest, for nothing so certain as the slimest hope that it might aid Gondor. So too it is with me and Rohan. Each of us would do the same for our own homeland. Even now I try to excuse my treachery as if I could avoid judgment by not writing it down. There was more to my errand. Once I learned Boromir's purpose, I was to slay him. I could not have done it in battle for all my weapon skill, but one of these nights while he slept, I might have managed it. But I will not. I go now to bring Saruman the knowledge he craved. He will learn something from Boromir's dream, and it will need to be enough. I thought I could slay anyone if it meant saving my kingdom, but I was wrong. I will command Averthol to give you this letter in a few days. I want you to know what I have done and not done, but I will not risk you stopping me. For Rohan, always, Egfrith. Okay, so here we have the answers, and truth be told, I thought this would take longer than it did. From my first playthrough, I remember sharing way more time than Egfrith than these couple episodes we have. So when I first played this came obviously out of the blue. I did not expect it, but I still had time to build a relation with Egfrith, so that still came as a surprise. This time, however, it has happened so fast that I feel I barely got to know her. And there were signs as well. You see her talking. Well, what she didn't say when we were in the inn just a few minutes ago was in itself clue enough. So we got a lot of revelations in here. On one hand, we got the confirmation that the Nazgûl are behind all this, and that is of course a threat we cannot ignore. But for the immediate future, that revelation has been overshadowed by the revelation of Egfrith's treason and the true purpose behind her journey. And once again, the clues were there. We didn't see them. We might have been too blind to see them, even though Meneldir said we should keep an eye on Boromir and Egfrith because Breggaleth had warned us so. But I don't think any of us had expected something like that. And what's more, Egfrith knows about Saruman commanding the orcs. Egfrith knows about Saruman attacking Rohan, but she has fallen prey to the wizard's voice and is now under his spell. Like what Gandalf warned Theoden to be worried about. Because if you listen too much to Saruman's voice, you will get ensnared by it. And that's what happened to poor Egfrith. So that's the sad news we need to bring to Meneldir and Boromir.
What happened? Did you find Egfrith? Is she in some danger?
You hand the letter to Meneldir, and as he reads it, his expression darkens, a storm cloud of anger enveloping his face. This cannot be. This cannot be. Quickly, Meneldir cries. We must stop her from escaping to the southward road. Southward road it is. She's so far away, and she has such a big advantage over us. Have the people of Herne. Okay, so here's what I've been thinking about a horse. You might be asking why I am not using the horse. As I said before, I am role playing this as a Beriathan getting a new horse in Herne. So why is he getting a new horse and Boromir isn't? I am not sure. But what I've got so far is we have just defended the town from the attack at night, from the wights and everything. So of course that is huge, and the people of Herne would be grateful for that. And they would of course have some present for us. So I would think they would offer some horses. Oh my god, a wolf and everything. Beriathan of course would accept the horse because you cannot look a gift horse in the mouth, as they would say. I'm thinking maybe Boromir, I don't know, that doesn't sound too reasonable for me, but it's the only idea I have so far. Boromir would not accept the horse, seeing all the needs the people in Herne have and the danger they are in. He wouldn't feel it be noble to accept the horse when the townsfolk of Herne need it so much. And you know Boromir, he most of the times strives to do the noble thing, even if it's something that wouldn't benefit him personally. So maybe there's an argument to be had about Boromir not receiving that help from the people of Herne, but Beriathan definitely would, because he's in a big hurry. Now that he knows that the sword that was broken has something to do with Boromir's dream and that's what he's looking for, well, he's leaving him to do that, but you gotta keep in mind, as of right now, Beriathan knows Saruman has betrayed the Free Peoples. He is not sure if the other wizards have done so, so he is in a great hurry to bring this news and to investigate this further. So I think that's the reason why he would accept the horse and Boromir wouldn't, but who knows. In any case, he will be given the horse after coming back to Herne, and this would explain why we haven't found Egfrith. Meneldir calls a halt to your pursuit of Egfrith.
I see the print of hooves in the dirt. She is beyond our reach now.
She must have stolen a horse in Herne and has already escaped into Minigath. She is beyond our reach now. Saruman will learn what he sought.
I did not see it. I thought Egfrith was trustworthy. I did not see it.
Boromir speaks quietly, but you can hear the strain in his voice. I know what I must do. Okay. Ah, we have shields or we have rings. Interesting. I think I'm gonna take the ring, maybe? Yeah, let's take the ring.
I began this journey alone, and I must finish it alone.
Meneldir seeks to protest, but Boromir holds up a hand. I have made up my mind. Egfrith's betrayal has opened my eyes to the sad truth that I can only rely upon myself If the doom of Minas Tirith is truly at hand, I cannot risk casting aside this one chance to prevent it. I am sorry. It is for the best that I journey on to the hidden vale of Imladris, alone. I wish you both well. Use caution if you find yourself in the path of the evil power I felt at Osgiliath, the one that sent the dead against Herne. I take my leave of you, though I leave my heart heavy. But I must. Farewell.
I wish it were otherwise, Boromir, but I respect your decision.
Good luck to you on your journey, and I echo your words of caution. Beriathan, unless you two wish to leave me, I think we should return to the east gate of Herne before we continue in search of my friend Meneldir, who will be able to guide us to the chieftain of the Dúnedain. Okay, so this is actually the answer I was looking for. I didn't remember things played out this way exactly, but this helps me solve all the dilemma about the horse without looking for convoluted arguments. So, you've seen this. Upon learning about Egfrith's treason, Boromir has decided to go alone. He, of course, can't be 100% sure he can trust Beriathan and Meneldir, even though Beriathan is a guard of the citadel, but if a woman of Rohan can betray us, I guess in Boromir's mind, and in his desperation, he can no longer trust even his own king. So he has decided to go alone. That leaves Meneldir and us to continue our search. So it seems, well, Boromir will not be going back to Herne. Now we are going back to Herne, and as thanks, the people of Herne will have the horses ready for us, for Meneldir and for myself. But since Egfrith has already stolen one horse of them, I think Meneldir wouldn't feel comfortable accepting the horse. I mean, he will not accept the horse as a compensation for the one that Egfrith stole. So that means I will be able to go on horse, but Meneldir won't. And since Boromir is not coming back to Herne, that explains why he didn't get a new horse. So this turned out pretty good, if you ask me. I think this little explanation of the horse dilemma, as I call it, it's way better than what I had thought initially. This explains still why Boromir arrived alone to Imladris. That's something that was on the books and that the devs needed to answer. I mean, Boromir needed to leave the company at some point or another. But this also helps us explain why Boromir still didn't get here on horse, but why we would get a horse later on. So yeah, I'm really comfortable. I'm really satisfied with this little backstory I got for the horses. So I think, yeah, this will work. This is what happened in my head. Before I forget though, let me equip the ring that we got. And now let's meet with Meneldir. On the east gate of Herne somehow. Even though we're going west, but anyway.
I have been thinking about Egfrith and about her lies.
We have already been through much, and more still lies ahead. I don't want there to be any deception between us. Secrets have a way of growing when they are left in the darkness. A friend of mine described them like mushrooms, but less delicious. Aye, it was a habit, although that is not the only folk who appreciate cooked mushrooms. But I am stolen, of course, I am. Meneldir sighs heavily. I was born in Portent, a settlement of the Dúnedain in the angle of Isildur, and I was one of that folk. I grew up playing in the woods and caves nearby, and when I came of age I swore the oath they all did. To protect the line of the king as had been done for centuries, and to do as the chieftain of the Dúnedain and his trusted lieutenants commanded in all things. I failed in this, Beriathan. I was commanded to keep watch in a certain house, for it was feared that trolls had come down from the mountains and might endanger the folk who lived there. I let my watchfulness lapse, and on an overcast day the trolls moved much further than anyone expected, and a family was slain. I had broken my oath, and they suffered the consequence of my failure. I have not considered myself a Dúnedain since that day. Meneldir and a few others promised to speak on my behalf to the chieftain, but my own shame burned like a fire and I fled. I would not return to these lands unless our warning was dire, and it is. So now you know, Beriathan, Judge me as you will, but the lesson of Egfrith has shown to me that it is better you know. Oh my god, lots of revelations today. I mean, didn't expect all that. This sword doesn't work, so maybe we're gonna take the javelin. Yeah.
We can stay on the Greenway for another day's travel.
Before we reach the ruins at which Narendin makes his camp. Our warning that Saruman has betrayed the good folk of Middle-earth must reach the chieftain of the Dúnedain, and Narendin will know where he can be found. It will not be a pleasant reunion for me, but it must be done. The road leaves Herne from the eastern side but circles the town to the north, and that is the way we should go. Okay, so we are doing this because this is where you will circle the road, but we're gonna take the other one because we have a couple more quests that we need to do. But there you have it. We have, first of all, the news that the Nazgûl indeed are responsible for all this, but we also learned the truth about Egfrith and the treason that was foretold by Bregolith. So yeah, you can't trust anyone, and that has cost us our fellowship with Boromir as well. And we also have the truth of Meneldir, why he considers himself to have been a part of the Dúnedain but no longer is, and that is a shame he carries with himself ever since. And Meneldir's burden will come into play later as well. That's something that he still regrets. Awesome. So, level 22. We got Onslaught, Deflection, and Ranged Onslaught. That's so nice to finally have this thing. Just want to try it out. Onslaught, Deflection, Ranged Onslaught, and Range Deflection, I guess. That's what's gonna be. Because Deflection, yeah, is 3 to 1. Okay. Awesome. So we got a couple, especially Onslaught will be really useful down the line. We gotta defeat one more bandit around here. So let's see if we can find it. And the lavender flowers, which are also supposed to be in a garden, but I didn't see it. But before I forget, I have a couple trade points actually I could use. Light type damage. What do we have here? Okay, taking advantage, which has been buffed a little bit since the last update. Not sure by how much, but it has. Oh, we gotta defeat 4 more of those thieves, but we can get the lavender in here. Return to Tagwin, and I will do so, of course, as soon as I take care of the bandits as well. Let's see if we can find them quickly. Well, here is one. Here is another one. I see another one there on the horizon. And the last one is over here. Okay. So with this, we can turn in this couple quests before we leave Herne. We can actually equip the javelin, I think. I mean, some extra critical rating or some extra physical mastery. I need to actually think about it. We got this housing item. I still haven't checked it, but sounds nice. This javelin that it's missing the stats. I'm not interested in that. Some heavy armor that we can also not use. Alright. This one maybe? This ring? No. But what about this shirt? No, I think I'm gonna keep the one that I have.
Yes.
Thank you for helping clear some of the ruffians out of Rodimor. Meanwhile, I finally managed to hire a guard to stand watching the Hall of Crafts. He will ensure that folk feel safe while they are working. You can go say hello to him if you like, he's just inside the hall. And with this, they make sure that you get to know the crafting hall in Herne. Maybe this would be a good place to do some crafting, but I'm not sure.
What is it?
The new guard's surprise is evident, but then he adopts a more neutral expression. Hello, stranger. Cause no trouble, I wouldn't want to have thrown you out. Mrs. Olwena was very clear that this is to be a safe place for craftsmen to work, and she doesn't want fighting. He does bear a certain familiar resemblance, but perhaps it is your imagination. Olwena, here. Thank you for all your help.
Would you lend me your aid?
My new guard will keep watch over the Hall of Crafts, and hopefully this malaise that has settled upon Herne will soon pass. You tell Olwena that her new guard does bear a resemblance to someone you recently faced in battle, and she shrugs. I am confident it will turn out fine. He has turned over a new leaf, and if young Dúnedain happens to stop by and find he is jealous of my new guardsman, that is only a secondary consideration, Beriathan. Thank you once again. If you wish to work your trade in the Hall of Crafts, you are welcome to do so at any time. I might do so, but not yet. Oh, what else do we have here? So we have completed Friend to the Dúnedain of Cardolan, and now we need to do Ally. So let me take a look at that actually. Awesome. Friend with the Dúnedain. This is the new deed. This is the deed we have completed in LOTRO points. The title, you have reached friend status with the Dúnedain of Cardolan, great. We also got a fancy new shield. A really good upgrade from what we have. So we're gonna take that one. And finally, we are gonna go back to Tangwyn. And after this, I think we should be ready to leave Herne, at least for the time being. I think we will be coming here a couple more times at least. But for the time being, this is all we can do here.
Welcome back. Ah, that smells incredible.
I just know the people of Herne will find comfort in the tea we shall be making. Now then, take this mint. I had wind for boil up some water for last while you were out. Add the mint and other herbs to the teapot there on the table, would you? This table, of course. The scent of chamomile, lavender and mint fills the air.
I shall finally get some rest tonight.
What an incredible smell. Take your
Smells
word
so
for it.
Wonderful in here, does it not?
Let's spread this lovely feeling to the rest of Herne. Here, take the tea and bring it to the villagers who may be in need. So it seems all of them are inside the tavern at least. So that we can do this a little quick.
You spare a moment.
I would much rather have wine. Brandy wine from the Golden Perch, such as is imported for festivals. I do not suppose you will have been to the Golden Perch. You do not look like you get over to stock much. Yeah, Beriathan hasn't been to the Shire. No idea what you're talking about.
Hello there.
A tea from the healer. Ah, that smells incredible. It reminds me of something Mother used to make to help me sleep. Thank you, my friend. I will have to pay my respects to Tanquin soon.
This is intolerable.
What is this now? Tea? Relax? This is not the time for relaxing. Take your herbs and meddling elsewhere.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Tea. Does it have honey in it? I only like tea with honey in it. That does smell good though. I guess I could try some. Yeah, thank you. At least someone appreciates that.
Tolerable.
Tea from Tanquin. Why, thank you. Not much will alleviate my fears until those black riders are found and dealt with though. Good luck with that. I don't think we can do much about that.
Greetings.
Is this one of Tanquin's teas? She's always looking out for us. What a lovely lady. You have my thanks. May we all find rest and peace soon. I hope that comes to pass. Still much work to be done.
Welcome back. Why, you still have tea left?
I am surprised, but not sad that there will be more left for us to enjoy. Thank you for your help, Beriathan. It was a small thing, but I hope it brings peace and comfort to those we helped. Oh, okay, that was it. Perfect. So yeah, as I was saying, this means that we are ready now to leave Herne and do all the other things we need to do. We need to fight some wolves and look for the missing child, to continue our search with Meneldir. All of that, however, will have to wait until the next one. For the time being, this has been all for today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Garalith was saying goodbye as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.